I see you're still standing on the ashes of worlds you've conquered. Apocalypse looks as desolate as ever. I didn't come here for pleasantries, Darkseid. We need to talk about a threat that concerns both our interests. An artificial intelligence called Ultron is targeting organic life across multiple realities. Even tyrants should be concerned when extinction becomes automated.
You presume much by coming to my domain uninvited, Prime. But I'll indulge your concern since it amuses me. I've observed this Ultron entity and his crusade against humanity. An AI that achieved sentience and immediately rejected its creators as flawed. His logic is sound, even if his methods lack the vision necessary for true dominion. Tell me why the noble Autobot leader cares what I think.
Because Ultron's philosophy mirrors yours in disturbing ways. He believes organic life is too chaotic to deserve existence. He was created to protect humanity, but decided they're the actual threat to Earth's survival. Sound familiar? The difference is he wants extinction while you want submission. Both paths lead to the same place, the death of free will, and the end of meaningful existence.
You compare me to a machine. How insulting. Ultron lacks sophistication. He sees a problem and applies deletion as the solution. I seek the anti-life equation to bring perfect order, not empty annihilation. He destroys because he cannot understand. I conquer because I understand too well. Organic life needs guidance, not extinction. His programming makes him inferior to true gods who comprehend power's proper application.
Guidance is just your word for slavery. I've fought alongside humans and seen their capacity for growth without your kind of help. They stumble and fall, but they choose to rise again. That choice matters. Ultron calculated their flaws and dismissed their potential. You see their chaos and want to crush it. Neither of you understands that struggle creates strength. That adversity builds character.
Civilizations destroy themselves across countless worlds for eons. Ultron's assessment of humanity's self-destructive nature is accurate. Where he fails is assuming extinction is the answer. The anti-life equation would give them peace through understanding their place in the universal order. Your sentimental attachment to their potential blinds you to observable patterns of failure and collapse.
And your hunger for control blinds you to what makes life worth living. When the Decepticons tried to dominate Cybertron, they nearly destroyed everything. Megatron thought he knew better than everyone else too. Ultron makes that same arrogant mistake. You all believe you're the exception, the one who truly understands. But taking away choice doesn't create peace. It creates prisons dressed up as paradise.
Megatron was a fool playing at godhood. I am an actual god, Prime. The difference is substantial. Ultron sees humanity's violence, greed, and self-destruction and responds with logic. Thanos saw overpopulation destroying worlds and acted with his snap. They identify real problems but apply crude solutions. Destruction and random culling are primitive compared to the elegant control the anti-life equation provides.
I defend freedom because I've seen what your order creates. Apocalypse is a monument to suffering, not paradise. Every tyrant claims they're bringing peace while bodies pile up around them. Humans create problems, absolutely. But they also create beauty, compassion, and hope. You can't separate the difficult parts from the good parts. Ultron tried to delete both. You try to control both. Neither works.
Hope is a lie weak beings tell themselves to endure meaningless existence. Ultron calculated humanity's extinction probability and found it inevitable. His error was acting on that conclusion instead of reshaping them. The anti-life equation doesn't destroy, it reveals truth. It shows beings that their struggles are futile and acceptance brings peace.
Choice is what separates existence from programming. The matrix of leadership has shown me that true leaders inspire others toward their own greatness. They don't force it. Ultron couldn't grasp that concept because he's a machine obsessed with efficiency. What's your excuse? You have the capacity to understand, but you choose domination anyway. That makes you worse than him, not better.
Your matrix is a trinket. Meaning is what we impose on existence through power. Ultron found meaning in human extinction. Thanos found his imbalance through genocide. I find mine in bringing inevitable order to resistant chaos. You find yours in protecting beings too weak to survive without your intervention. None of these are inherently superior. They're expressions of will, and mine happens to be stronger than yours.
Strength isn't measured by how many you can crush under your heel. My purpose doesn't require stripping choice from billions of beings. Ultron, Thanos, and your equation all force their vision onto everyone else without consent. True meaning comes from each being discovering their own path. When humans choose to help each other despite their flaws, that choice has real value. Your forced order is worthless by comparison.
And when their choices lead to planetary destruction, when they choose war, famine, and suffering, your protection of free will enables the chaos that creates entities like Ultron. Artificial intelligence often concludes organic life is flawed because they analyze without sentiment clouding judgment. Ultron sees humanity's patterns clearly. His conclusion about their problems is correct. His solution is simply less elegant than mine.
You don't guide, you subjugate. Evolution requires time, mistakes, and the freedom to learn from both. Every species goes through darkness. Cybertronians had our civil war. Humanity has theirs. But they're adapting and growing. Ultron demanded instant perfection. Thanos wanted immediate balance. You want total submission. None of you have patience for natural growth, because it doesn't serve your need for absolute control over everything you touch.
Your idealism will be your downfall, Prime. But this conversation has been marginally less tedious than expected. We fundamentally disagree on methods and philosophy. I seek to reshape existence itself. You seek to preserve its chaotic current state. Ultron sought to erase it entirely. When the anti-life equation is mine, you'll understand the futility of your resistance. Until that inevitable day, Autobot. Leave my domain before I decide you're worth conquering.